Hello everyone, this is Diane. Welcome to my pretty pink cottage. I have these 5 Stash Buster journals done and the 5 larger ones are almost done. But I decided to break them up, and so I'm going to list these as a group. Yeah, I think they will all be in one listing with a drop-down box with the titles. So we're just going to go through them right now. They have beautiful vintage covers and the book pages are inside, but the elements that I've used to create these journals don't follow a theme. This one is called Baby Animals, and this has the most adorable pictures in it. Well, they all do. They all are bound with 1-inch rings in various colors. I have this black one, there's some silver and white. And I used the cinch, but for some of them I had to use my bind-it-all to get them cinched up tight enough. So I guess that's something I'm still going to be working on figuring out how to do that with the cinch. But this one is Baby Animals, and maybe we'll see the date when we get to that page. This was the paper was torn on the end paper, so I wasn't using all of the pages in the book, so I just took one of the pages that were left out and added it to the end paper. This one had ink scribbles. You can see a little bit right there. So I did that again, added a page that got left out of the book. And I used a variety of pages and ephemera elements and whatnot in these books. They're scrapbook paper, playing card. Oops, that goes in this pocket. This is from a teacher's planner book. I have to find my scratch and sniff stickers. They got buried on my table here, so when I clean up the mess, I'll find them and I'll glue one here. It's a little pineapple. This was a certificate that a teacher would give to a student, and it says the sweet smell of success, and then there's a little label here that you can scratch, and it actually does smell. It says pineapple, but I can't remember what I thought it smelled like. I mean, the picture is a pineapple, but it smelled like, I don't remember. What did I say? Cotton candy or something like that. So it has the little duck. He must be going around and looking at all the different animals. So it says donkey, but there's a little duck. You probably will see the donkey in a minute. And this is talking about a puppy. This is a little golden book postcard. I put a brown craft bag folded into each of these little ones and added some ephemera and a journaling card. This part is plain, so you can add something. There's a calendar page that's folded over, and I added a card. There's a calf. Isn't he adorable? Some digital stamps, some orange lined paper. This is wrapping paper, vintage wrapping paper, and I added a digital sunflower there. A little digital doily and a digital note card. Note to self. It's mostly got the duck in here. There are other animals. Look at the strawberries. It's got one of the little Tim Holtz people there. And I added a butterfly die cut or punch out that Celeste sent me. There's a little mouse. Isn't he adorable? I love him. There's a pig. This is a little digital girl. And I added a digital journal card. I just was pulling all kinds of stuff from my stash. This is a Project Life card. There's a lamb. This is a tag that I made, a little card that I made. This is vintage gift wrap back here. And a vintage postage stamp. And I just made it a little tuck spot, put a little tag in there. Another Project Life card. A couple of little sweet children's cards. This is from Old Maid. And this is from a set of cards of Eloise Wilkin nursery rhyme illustrations from Golden Books. This is gymnastics. They're on the balance beam. This is a vintage envelope. I put a digital embroidery piece there, some digital cards inside. And on the back is a digital image. This is wallpaper. This came out of a book about, you would keep records about camping, campground information, what the camp fees were, your odometer, the weather, all kinds of, it was just this nice spiral bound book that you could keep track of your camping trips. This is a postcard. It's 1982, but it looks like it has Victorian images on it. This is a cute little pickle bag, and it's got a couple journaling cards in it. A music flashcard. There's the donkey. I made a journal card or a pocket out of wrapping paper that looks like $20 bills. This is a florist hang tag. A note card. Paint chip. I glued that on the back so you can journal on it. Another gymnastics page. Scrapbook paper with a little pocket on the back. I glued this digital button on. This came out of a magazine. It says collection. And it's got my signature on the back. I think I forgot to do that to some of them. I did it to 2, but I need to finish them. Little Lamb's hat. Oh, we didn't talk about the date here. I don't think I have the date in here. I don't think. Anyway, this is Little Lamb's hat. I did put scrapbook paper around the raw edge of all the covers. That's the original end paper. Again, I just made pockets out of scrapbook paper. This is a tag that I cut out of a collaged master board. Same types of papers inside. These I had to reinforce the edges of each page because they were fragile. This one needs the sticker also. There's the postcard. This one has a little Mickey Mouse card on it. This one I punched the wrong side. Although it doesn't have the complete story, I don't think. No, because some of the pages were torn and I didn't use them. So it wouldn't have mattered if I put it in backwards, but I turned it around. Well, it didn't have this one. This side wasn't reinforced like this side was. So I turned around and punched it again, but you just have this little decorative edge there. It's a mistake, but you can pretend it's not a mistake. Wrapping paper again with a little, I think that's a digital, old typewriter. This one has a pocket made out of a portion of a time card. This is a vocabulary card that I sprayed. It's German. I sprayed it through a stencil. This one has a couple of coins that were cut out of paper. I made this with wrapping paper master board. It's got collaged vintage wrapping papers on it. Then I die cut it. And this is a tally card. We decorated the front. And this is a stamped piece that I added to this striped pocket. It's another one of Celeste's butterflies. Here's the vintage envelope. Some digitals inside. This says, if plan A fails, have a plan B. I just put that on there, and then as I was flipping through to make sure everything else was okay, I realized I used that further back in the book. That's okay. You can have 2 plan A's and 2 plan B's. It's from that camping planner book. This is another vocabulary card, a German one that I sprayed, and I put some blue, what do you call it, molding paste through a stencil. And it looks like it's German text on the stencil. This one just has a little tag in there. A playing card you can write on the back. It's a little journaling piece. And a pocket. I did cover the back with that pocket because that image is seen in on one of the pages. That one. So you still have that image. And I've had this piece in my stash for a while, this little flower with a button. So I added that there. Little Lamb's hat. These are slightly larger. These first two that I did are they're about 4 3/8 by 6.5, and the rest of them are almost 5.5, 5 5/8. I mean 5 3/8 by 6 1/4. So this one is Chatty Baby, a parade for Chatty Baby, and I remember this. These books are worn around the edges. The corners are worn, and you can see they're old. They've got dirt on them, although they've been wiped. You can see there's a spot there. I'll probably put something there to hide that. I just didn't look at the covers and add anything to the covers, like corners. I might put some corners on some of them. This one has a doily there. You can write your name on it. Up here it says her name is Susan, because that is the owner of the book was Wanda Jean, but this little girl in the story, her name is Susan. So here's a pocket that has lace on it, and this little tag made of gift wrap on file folder. I took some pictures of some of these pages and sent them to my sisters. This one has the sticker on it. I am going to write scratch and sniff so the person that gets this knows that they get an olfactory experience if they scratch that sticker. Postcard. There's a playing card there. Wrapping paper. Some cards in here for journaling. I put quite a few digital cards in these journals because I have a whole bunch of them that I've already printed out. This digital banner here. So my sisters remembered this story, as I do. And then we got talking about our dolls. Barbara is 5 years younger than me. So she had a couple of dolls that I was out of playing with dolls by the time she got them. Kissy. I think you squeezed your arms together and her face made a kissing puckering. She sent us some pictures. She found them online and sent pictures. And the girl whose hair grew, I forgot her name, Chrissy. she had Chrissy, and our youngest sister had Velvet, so she sent us pictures of them, but Annette and I didn't have those dolls. But we talked about our bridal dolls that we both loved. Annette and I had bride dolls. I was blonde, so my doll was blonde, and Annette was brunette, so her bride doll was brunette. And we just thought they were the most beautiful, elegant dolls ever. And they were probably, you know, we didn't really get name brand dolls. My younger sisters did, but Annette and I didn't usually get name brand dolls. But we didn't care. They were dolls, and we liked them. We wanted to play with them. So anyway, we got into this long reminiscence on our sister chat today about the dolls that we used to play with. That was fun. Now this is the page where I put glue on this pocket and then I dropped it onto the page, and so it left glue. So I added some fabric tape here. These are 2 pieces of fabric tape. And that covers up most of the glue. There's a little bit right there, but it's not that noticeable. It just looks like it's part of the wood grain. I loved that color with this and with this. I just thought it looked so beautiful, and then I dropped that bag and got glue on it, and I didn't want to cover up too much of the blue, and I thought that that fabric tape was perfect with it. So this one's Chatty Baby. This is 1965, I think. I looked it up when I was chatting with my sisters. Yeah, 65. This one is fun. Once I had a monster, and I love the illustrations. They're just so blurry and watercolory of the monster. And it's a cute story. Things you can journal on. This opens up. Oh, I will be selecting some ephemera from my stash that I will send with each book. This page is quite dirty, so you can take it out if you want to, or just cover it with something because it doesn't look that bad on this side. It's dirty along the edge, but I wanted to leave it in. It's 1969. This one does have the complete story. I think this one has the complete story. There's a sticker there. That's the postcard. This is one of my favorite Norman Rockwell paintings. The Tim Holtz style. Apparently this boy sees his monster whenever he has to go somewhere dark, like down in the basement, or in the night he would wake up and see his monster in a corner. And he would get in bed with his brother. And I think, I didn't read the whole thing, but it seems like eventually he gets over being afraid of all of these situations, and then the monster sheds his big furry coat. And it's not so scary anymore. Got some glue there. Part of the envelope got stuck on the wallpaper, but it's coming off. This has part inside. This is an illustration from a Peter Pan story, and this is playing cards with journaling space between them. I guess the monster was afraid of the thunderstorm. There's a card in there of Contrary Mary. See, the monster's cowering under the blankets now. Nowadays, my monster doesn't come back unless I look for him very hard. That's a French card, vocabulary card. I wonder what he did with his fuzzy feather coat. Do you think maybe he gave it away to a monster who is still monstering? Does your monster have it? Isn't that cute? Cute story. And the last one is a teeny tiny tail. This one belonged to Wanda. Is that who Chatty Cathy belonged to? Chatty Baby? Yeah, Wanda. This is a pocket that I had already cut out. It was in my stash, and I had this piece that was embossed in my stash, and I thought they went very well together. And here is one of the tally cards that we decorated in a previous video. So that was in my stash, and this is part of the note card that you'll see that was bound in here. It was kind of a trifold card, so I took this part out, and it is a recipe for Ritz cookies. And that one has the sticker. I love this. I often daydream that my life is just as it is now, only I have well-behaved hair and I live in Paris. That's a stamped image that was in my stash. I was only going to put a few pockets in here, and then I went back in these books. Then I went back through and added other embellishments, just because it's a stash buster, so I needed to use up more of my stash. So I did things like adding pieces that I had stamped or that I had fussy cut or were just ephemera pieces. That is a card pocket that I made out of a map. I used some butterflies. This one is one that I stamped, but the other butterflies are from a baggie of punched butterflies that Celeste gave me. Thank you, Celeste. Turtling spot there. I think it was Celeste. If it was somebody else, please tell me. She gave me several baggies. Here, I'll show you. She gave me all these baggies with all these punched out things. It might have been somebody else. So let me know if it was you. Here's one of the butterflies. Wallpaper. It's just a vocabulary card that I sprayed. And there's a tag in there. There's somebody else cowering under the blankets. They all have the pickle bag and the music note cards. This one has the complete story. There's the wrapping paper. I gave the denim pocket in this journal. There are 2 denim pockets, so it must be one of the bigger ones has another one. Just glued in an ephemera piece, and that's wrapping paper. And this is the card that the recipe came off. It was attached here, and I didn't want to trim it so that it would fit, so I just took it off and included it in a pocket. I love this paper right here. So that's what we have. 5 tiny little journals in my shop. Teeny Tiny Tail, Chatty Baby, Once I Had a Monster, Little Lamb's Hat, and Baby Animals. These are great to tuck in your purse. I can tie them with a ribbon or something so that they'll stay closed. And or just, you know, write notes in it or journal in it. Keep a journal in it. Give these to a child for Christmas. Hopefully we still have not quite 2 weeks till Christmas. So week and a half by the time these are in the shop. You'll see them in the shop when you see the video. So I hope you like these, and I hope that you're anxious to see the larger ones. They're almost done. They are bound. I just have some finishing details to do. So I have 5 little and 5 big. And this was fun to do and fun to use up some of my stash. Thank you so much for watching this series, if you watched it or just watching this video. And my shop is linked below, and you can just click on that link and it will take you right to my shop where you will find these journals if they're still there. Thank you so much. Have a creative day today. Bye-bye.